Today we're going to talk about a verb that is very, very useful, very important, and everyone needs to know. It's the verb avere, and sometimes it's used erroneously, so we'll discuss that as well. Why is it a very important verb? Because it is one of the two auxiliary verbs in Italian, which means that it is used along with essere to form compound tenses. Of course, the forms you can look up in any online dictionary or conjugator, but here I'll just list a few. Present tense, you have to know this no matter your level of Italian, because you really can't say anything in Italian unless you know the verb avere. O, hai, ha, abbiamo, avete, hanno. Remember that the H, when it begins a word, is not pronounced. And then the past, passato prossimo, is just add avuto, the past participle, to the forms in the present tense, and you got the passato prossimo. Imperfetto is simple to memorize, and of course there are many other forms, but let's look at the future and the present conditional side by side. They're kind of similar, and especially if you look at the noi person in the future and in the present conditional, it appears that they are almost the same and that there is no difference between them just because they're almost spelled the same, but there is a difference in the way that they're pronounced, and in Italian we'll never mistake the two. Future is avremo, and then the conditional is avremmo. So remember to put that more of a stress on a double consonant. All right, so let's see some of the expressions that you need to know and use with the verb avere. The first one is simple possession. Roberto ha molti amici. You can say this in reference to things or people in your family or friends, or things you possess. Very, very simple and straightforward. Also, ho I capelli neri e gli occhi verdi. So when you're referring to some physical characteristics that you have, use avere with your body parts, and that'll express that you have these certain physical characteristics. Quanti anni hai? Anybody who speaks other Romance languages knows that this is how Romance languages express age. Quanti anni hai? Ho 22 anni. They own their age. They are not their age, but they own it. So, avere anni. The next expression is avere fame or avere sete. Non ho fame, ma ho sete. Mi dai da bere? So, I am not hungry. I am thirsty. Will you give me something to drink? So, avere fame and sete, to be hungry and thirsty. Again, do not use the verb essere for this expression. The next expression is hai caldo? Apro la finestra. Are you hot? Should I open the window? So again, these are some kind of physical feelings. It could also be emotions that you have, that you are experiencing. So you are having and owning them. Avere caldo or freddo. Notice the difference between avere caldo, freddo, and essere or fare caldo. So when I say è caldo or fa caldo, it means outside. If I say ho caldo, it means I feel hot. Okay. The next expression is scusami, avevi ragione tu. I am sorry, you were right. So, avere ragione, avere torto, to be right or wrong. The next expression is avere fretta. Tranquilla, non abbiamo fretta. Calm down, we're not in a hurry. So, avere fretta. Similar to freddo, but they are pronounced quite differently, so it shouldn't be confusing. The next expression is avere senso, to make sense. English speakers, to make sense is not fare senso. That means something completely different. Google it, you'll see what it means. But to make sense in Italian is avere senso. Ma scusa, quello che dici non ha senso. I'm sorry, but what you're saying makes no sense. The next expression is avere bisogno di, to need something. Abbiamo bisogno di studiare, Chiara. We need to study. And then avere voglia di, to feel like doing something or maybe eating or drinking something. Non ho voglia di uscire stasera. I don't feel like going out tonight. Quando era piccolo, Giorgio aveva paura del buio. Avere paura di, to be afraid of. So when he was little, Giorgio was afraid of the dark. Avere paura di. The next expression is avere luogo, to take place. The concert will take place in the old church. Avere luogo. The next expression is avere da fare, to be busy, to have a lot to do. Non posso uscire stasera, ho troppo da fare. I cannot go out tonight. I have too much to do. Busy, busy, busy. And then avere a che fare con, to have to do with, to have something to do with. Now, this is most of the time used in the negative sense. So, non ha niente a che fare con me. Non ha niente a che fare con me. This has nothing to do with me. So usually it's non avere niente a che fare con me. Okay? And, yep, totally innocent. Niente a che fare con me. And finally, this is a colloquial expression. Cos'hai? It doesn't mean like what do you have, but it means what's wrong with you? What's wrong? Like if you see somebody that they're off, you could say, Cos'hai? What's wrong with? What's wrong? Like, what are you feeling? Cos'hai? Okay, let's now see some expressions that I hear from my students that are incorrect. For example, my English-speaking students often say, Ho avuto una pizza margherita al ristorante ieri. And they use avere with foods and drinks to mean that they ate or drank something or had something at a restaurant. No, unfortunately, that's not how you say in Italian. In Italian, you want to use the verb prendere with foods or drinks that you're ordering at a restaurant or eating. So you would say, Ho preso una pizza margherita al ristorante ieri. Never ho avuto. So food and drinks, prendere. You could also say mangiare o bere, but you cannot say avere. Avere means possession in that case. Another expression that I hear from English-speaking students is abbiate divertimento al mare domani, all proud how they, use the imperativo correctly. However, avere divertimento does not exist in Italian. That's not an expression. To have fun. That's just a literal translation. It does not exist in Italian. In Italian, there is a verb for that. It's divertirsi, to have fun. I do have a video about reflexive verbs. You can check it out. But divertirsi, if you want to give a command or a wish to someone that, have fun, then you would say divertitevi if it's plural people. If it's just one person, it would be divertiti. Okay. Something that I hear from Spanish-speaking persons is hay molte persone al parco oggi. You know the Spanish Hay? So, avere with people and things in the impersonal sense of something being there. That doesn't exist in Italian. For that, use the verb esserci. So, ci sono molte persone al parco oggi. Or if it's just one person, you would say c'è una persona al parco oggi. Okay, so these were some of the expressions with avere, some of them to use and some of them not to use. I hope this was useful. Until next video, ciao ciao.